Okay? So identifying functions, like I said, is an easy idea. Okay? So let's kind of start with this word problem. If Nate inputs B2, what is he going to get? So B is this column, and 2 is that. So what would he get?
Apple juice.
Apple juice. That's why apple juice is the answer. Okay? So then the next one would be Mia inputs A2. A2 is orange juice, right? So if 5 people in a row put B1, what are they all going to get?
Chocolate milk.
B1, right? Chocolate milk. It doesn't matter how many people put B1 until the machine is gone, they're all going to get chocolate milk. Okay? So, a function is a relation or a rule that assigns each input. There's an N in input.
I think so.
To exactly one output. Okay? One input for one output. Each input has how many outputs? One. That is the most important part of what we're talking about. So, in the things we've been doing with X and Y, X or Y is considered our input.
You good?
We haven't specifically talked about it, but if you were guessing, which thing are we going to be putting into our function, X or Y?
X.
X. So X, each X value is paired with exactly one Y value. Okay? So once again, each X value can only have how many Y values? One. Okay? A graph is a function if it passes the vertical line test. Vertical line test. Okay? And that basically means I'll do one over here. I'm going to take I don't know, we'll have here's my function. Okay? And in red, I'm going to take a line and I'm going to go down like this over and over and over again. Does my red line cross that black line more than one time?
Yes.
No. What I mean is this line. Does it cross that line more than once? No. Each of these red lines only crosses one time. Right?
Yes.
But there's multiple lines.
Yeah, but we're talking about if each of those individual ones. If what I'm trying to do is take this line right here and go this way with it. And if as I go across, will that line ever touch 2 at the same time? No. So a graph will pass the vertical line test where any vertical line drawn on the graph will pass through only how many points? 1 point. Okay. So is the vending machine up there a function? Is it?
Wait, what is a function?
Yeah.
Function is a relation that has one output for each input.
Yes, it is a function.
Okay. Why?
Because A1, B1, 2A, 2B, 3BA, 3A.
They own, in other words, A1 is just milk. A1 is not milk and chocolate milk, right? A1 is just milk. It has one outcome, right? I can't put A1 in and get something different every time I put A1 in, right? A1 will always be A1. It will always be milk. No matter what, it will always be milk. Okay? A customer chooses A3 and receives fruit punch. If the next customer chooses A3 and receives milk, would this vending machine represent a function? No.
But it should be the same thing every time.
Because each input has to be the same every time. Each input must have the same output. Okay. Now, if we take this idea to number 1. Okay, if we take this idea to number 1, what are we looking for multiple of? Are we looking for multiple of x, or are we looking for multiple of y? We're looking for more than 1 in x. So, does x repeat? That's our question. So, up here at the top, maybe, up here at the top, you just write, does x repeat? That's the question for identifying a function. Does x repeat? So, with number 1, do any of the x values repeat? Negative 2, negative 1, 0.
Exactly one output.
Does x repeat was the question.
Yeah.
Negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2? No. So, yes, it is a function, and x does not repeat. Okay? So, in a table, it's real easy to see. Okay? What about with this list of points? Does x repeat?
No.
Negative 2 and negative 2.
Yes.
So, in this case, x did repeat. So, is this a function?
No.
No. X repeats. That's literally it. That's the whole idea. Like, when I say identifying a function... No. Number two. Yes? No, you're fine. Okay. What about number 3? Does it pass the vertical line test? That's what we were talking about a second ago. I draw a vertical line over and over and over. Does it pass through 2 points at any place?
Yes.
So does x repeat then?
Yes.
So the answer is no, x repeats. And I know that their explanation on the paper is slightly different, but I'm focusing on this idea that x repeating is the same thing as saying each input has only one output. Okay? What about number 4? Does x 1, 2, does 0, 1, 2, 3, do those values repeat?
No.
No. Y repeats, and that's okay, but x does not, and here's why y repeating is okay. All of these values are telling me 0, 5, 1, 5, 2, 5. They're telling me that there's a line like that. Is that line going to pass a vertical line test? Yes. Okay. It could also be points and not a line, but... So, yes. X does not repeat. Does not repeat. Okay. I want you to do 5, 6, 7 real quick.
5, 6, 7.
5, 6, 7. So 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7.
So what do you want them to do if they already have the answers on it?
I want you to just make sure you understand what they're saying. Read through it, but also make sure that you understand why 5, why 6, why 7 is the answer that they gave. So, number 5. Does x repeat?
No.
We have 3, 4, 5, 6. So, the answer is yes, it's a function. And x does not repeat. Okay, what about 6? Does x repeat?
Yes.
So is it a function?
No.
No. X repeats. Like I am now, constantly doing, repeating myself over and over. What about number 7?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Why is it a function?
No.
No, but here's why. It fails the what? If I draw a vertical line anywhere, does it touch once or twice? It touches here and here, here and here. So it And for this one, I won't say x repeats, although it is doing that. I'm going to say fails vertical line test, VLT, vertical line test. It fails that. Okay. Okay. Number 8. Do you agree or disagree with what they put for number 8?
I agree.
I mean, you can say you agree because they're the people that made it, right? But why does what they put make sense?
Because it passes the vertical line test.
So if I draw lines, nowhere does it cross both of those at the same time. So the answer is yes, and passes
BLT.
VLT, vertical line test.
Sounds like BLT.
And then number 9, do any of those x values repeat?
Yes.
Yes. So the answer is not a function. No, because 15 repeats. So this time, instead of saying x, I gave you the x value that was repeating, right? So 15 is repeating, and it has different outputs. So if on a graph, just to show you on a graph, it would look like this for 15. 15, 17 is here, 15, 19 is there, and it would fail the vertical line test. Okay, so that's why vertical line test works, is because vertical line test tests whether it repeats, right? Okay, so I want you to give an example, not an example that they have, for what would make this a function and what would not make this a function. Okay, so a different number than what they have. So what can x not do? It can't repeat or duplicate. So, Hector, can you give me a value that it would make it a function? So x can't repeat. So what can x not be? It can't be 9, 0, or 4. So give me anything else. 6. So if I put 6 in there, is that still a function? Yeah, because 9, 0, and 4 did not repeat. Okay. Lexus, can you give me a number that would work? 5. 5 also works because 9, 0, 4, 5, it doesn't repeat. Allison? 12 also works. Okay? Because 9, 0, 4 do not repeat. Now, what are my only choices for part B? I can only choose
9, 0, or 4.
I have to choose 9 or 0 or 4. Okay? Does that make sense? Because if I choose 4, what happens? X repeats. If I choose 9, X repeats. If I choose 0, X repeats. Okay? So in the bottom, I want you to do the left one real quick. So I want you to put down some points that don't repeat. So just pick any point. It doesn't matter what your numbers are as long as X doesn't repeat, okay? If you want to start with the graph and then go back to the table, then go back to the points, that's fine. Or if you want to start with the points and then go to the graph, that's fine too. And points are X, comma, Y, right?
Wait, do we have to give 3 different examples?
8, 2, 4, 5, 6, 9. Perfect. And then now just put those things there. Actually, that's a good point. You don't have to do the same numbers in all 3. You can do different numbers for all 3. So if you did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you could do 2, 8, 3, 12, 4, 18. You don't have to do it that way. 5, 17, 1, 12. I repeated what? But I repeated a correct. It's a Y. So it's okay for Y to repeat. It's not okay for X to repeat. And so just as another example of that, if I put a value like this, and I connected them.
Wait, why only goes up to 4? Or why
I mean,
x only goes up to 4?
on this graph, yeah. I'm not, these numbers are not these numbers.
Oh yeah.
All three of these are different examples, okay?
How many numbers do we have to give for the third one?
It doesn't matter. But my point is, you could have this jagged line, but it's not ever going to fail the vertical line test, right? So since it passes the vertical line test, it's okay.
Mr. Hill, I think I'm done with this page.
Yeah? Okay, let me give you real quick an example of a graph that fails the vertical line test, and I'll try my best to make it as nice as possible. An oval,
That's not a line.
okay?
That's not a vertical line, Mr. Hill.
No, sorry, what I meant was a shape or a function that is not a function because it fails the vertical line test.
A function that is not a function?
Sorry, two functions together that are not a function.
Okay.
Okay. And then non-example might be 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, because x is repeating. And maybe here, -2, 1, 1, 0, -2, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5. It doesn't really matter because what has to repeat? X. So all of these are non-examples because they do not meet the requirement for a function. Okay. Any questions about what is and isn't a function?